Zelenskyy says absolutely fair for his forces to attack targets within the Russian mainland. Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe it's fair. Russia invaded Ukraine after all, right? So it's fair for the Ukrainians to defend themselves and to take the war to the Russians, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it is. Whose weapons is Zelenskyy going to be using to carry out those attacks? Is it going to be his weapons that he bought and that he built and that he's No, it's going to be our weapons. And so the question that we have to ask Zelenskyy and the rest of the world is, do we want Ukraine to be using our weapons and our money, since we are the only reason that Ukraine has been able to continue this war past week 2? Do we want our military assets being used to wage a war on the homeland of a nuclear former superpower? Something that we managed to avoid for the entirety of the Cold War. Post-World War II, we've now got nuclear weapons in play. We managed to avoid this for the very, very tense Cold War for the second half of the 20th century. And now this punk in Ukraine is demanding, and has been demanding month after month after month, that we, the funders of his side of the war, squander all of that and get into a hot firing war on the Russian mainland. For what? For what? What's the goal? What is the U.S. interest here, and what is the goal? Do we want regime change in Russia? Why? Why? Do you know who's going to come after Putin? Do we have any evidence whatsoever that deposing Vladimir Putin will make the situation any better and will help the United States? No. Why? So that Ukraine can maintain its territorial boundaries from when? From 2020? From 2014? From when? We're talking about a 1,000-year territorial conflict here. Why? So that the Zelenskyy government can remain in power? I don't care about Volodymyr Zelenskyy at all. Why? Why would we follow this guy into World War III? Guaranteed. If the United States is waging a war on the Russian mainland, we're just in World War III. Why would we do that? Well, because it's fair. I don't want to hear about fair from Volodymyr Zelenskyy. If fair means that we're going to end up in a global, very likely nuclear conflict for who knows how many years. What I would like to do is wind the war down, which is going to require concessions from both sides. It's going to require some diplomacy. It's going to have to require accepting the real political circumstances, not just slogans and idealism and little blue and yellow flags and Twitter handles.